Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Moore?
Here.
Mrs. Rich?
Here?
Mrs. Gallagher?
Here.
Mr. Krafcheck?
Here.
Mr. Parzak?
Here.
Mr. Dallahan?
Here.
The meeting is now open. Adequate notice of the meeting was provided by posting a copy of the time and place on the municipal clerk's bulletin board and mailing a copy of same to the press and the Cape County Herald on January 4th, 2019. Will everyone please rise to salute the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First up on our agenda, we have a presentation. You guys would come up?
Here. Good afternoon. On behalf of the Gloucester County Police Academy, I would like to thank for having this opportunity to come up and present the plaque. Before I go into the plaque, I'd like to explain a little bit about our school. We have a 2-week police supervision school. I've taken it over since the early 90s. We have college accreditation for this school. The school gets 3 master's credits for a 2-week school, so it's not anything where someone would go and sit and, put their feet up on the desk. There are 2 tests. We have 2 blocks of instruction each day, 4 10 straight days. It's hard, and it's meant to be hard. And having this class since the 90s, I will tell you this, to give credit to your police department, you can usually tell who the Stone Harbor police officers are when they walk in the room. I want to talk quality people. I want to talk people that just, they stand out. So as we had this class, and it ended in May, the first day that I walked in, I'm standing there with Dave Hartzell, and I'm looking, and I'm like, there's another one, because I've been here before giving an award to Stone Harbor officers. So to your credit and to the credit of the chief of police, you should be very proud, because, nobody in my town has won the award, so I'm not going to go into that, so.
And we are proud. Thank you.
Okay, so on behalf of the Gloucester County Police Academy, the academic award for achieving the highest academic average in the class is being presented to Sergeant David Hartzell, the Stone Harbor Police Department. Chief, Cap, do you want to come up?
Yeah.
Thank you. On behalf of
Jenny's got it.
Frederick Madden, who is the director of the Police Academy. He cannot make it today. He sent his regards to you, Dave. But presented to Sergeant David Hartzell, Stone Harbor Police Department, for achieving the highest academic average in the Gloucester County Police Academy's Police Supervision School, terminating on May 3rd, 2019. Maybe terminated wasn't a real good word, but that's when it ended. Okay, very good. Sergeant? Thank you.
Come on up, Dave. Shake our hands.
Congratulations to you.
Nice work. Good job. That's all right. I'll be fine.
And Mayor, on behalf of Gloucester County, we're going to try to steal him, just so you know.
Keep an eye on him. Escort him out of town.
Thank you again.
Thank you. Great job. And now we're going to have Mr. Tom Thornton. He's going to do a presentation on the 93rd Street Stormwater Pump Station.
Good afternoon, and thank you for allowing us the opportunity to present our proposal for the design of the 93rd Street Pump Station and the stormwater improvements in the 93rd Street drainage area. I'll just describe the proposal briefly, and I can take any questions you may have. The background of this was that we had been asked to do a peer review of a partial design which we did. We weren't able to complete that peer review, though, because the plans were not complete. So during that process, we met with the mayor and borough officials and were asked to present this proposal. Our proposal is to provide professional engineering services from the preliminary design phase through the bid phase. And that includes supplemental surveying that's necessary to prepare the base maps and the design, to develop the hydraulic model within this drainage area. It includes preliminary design services, permitting, final design, preparation of construction drawings and specifications, and the bid phase services. As you know, the proposed improvements include a new stormwater pump station at 93rd Street at the site of the existing sanitary sewer pump station, including a backup generator that will be necessary. Upgrades to the collection and conveyance system within that drainage area. It will include eliminating certain gravity outfalls, but it will include retaining certain gravity outfalls as well, which is consistent with the grant application to the DEP. And it'll include discharge structures to the, from the pump station into the back bay. It will be designed for the same rain event as was most recently proposed under the grant program, which is the 5-year rain event. It would allow for some minor flooding at certain intersections during the 10-year event, but it would also mitigate significant flows from the 10-year rain event. I won't go into all the details of our proposal, but one significant change is we're using a hydraulic model that is better suited for this area, for an urban environment, than the model that was previously used. And also we'll be coordinating with the county. Talked to County Engineer Bob Church, and they had developed their own plans, which I believe were based on the earlier model. So at the end of our study phase, we would provide those results to the county, and they would revise their plans accordingly. So again, our services include the preliminary design phase, which include geotechnical investigations for the structures that are going on that lot, to develop the hydraulic model, to apply for and or prepare and apply for the various permits, which include DEP CAFRA permits and a waterfront development permit, as well as the Army Corps nationwide permit for the project. The engineering design phase would include the 75% design phase, where we would sit down and discuss with borough representatives the status and progress of the project. The design includes the pumping, the piping, pump controls, electrical, mechanical, the backup generator, architectural services to make sure that any structures on that lot are consistent with the environment, and then the final design and the bid phase services. So that, in a nutshell, is our proposal. So I'd be glad to answer any questions you have.
Anybody have any questions for Tom?
Have all the files been turned over from the previous firm to your firm?
I don't know if they're all of them. We got a lot of documents, and most recently we got the AutoCAD drawings, which it was clear from the agreement we had to sign that we can only use those for reference. So we're not using those for any design purposes, but it does save the borough the cost of having to, redraw all the streets and the lights and all that. So that information will be in the background of our base mapping. So that was helpful.
So that's all, Tom has then everything that
Yes.
he can expect to get?
Correct.
And then I read your proposal, but a lot of it, over my head, but you are going to revisit all of Remington Vernick's assumptions and preliminary, well, assumptions is the right word, that they've drawn before
Yeah,
going forward.
Yeah,
right?
I think
You've
we've
already done that, or
We've already
will be
reviewed that, and we described that in some detail in the proposal itself
Ah.
in the first section. But it all comes down to this different model called the SWIM model, which is more suitable for this environment. So I don't know if there's really much more to do in evaluating those assumptions. We spent a lot of time looking at all the background documents and the correspondence under the grant program to make sure we had an understanding of, what does the DEP actually understand is to be done here. But I think at this point, we would be moving forward with this other model.
you have some aggressive dates in there. I mean, off the top of my head, to start by January 2020, and
Well, I think what we tried to communicate is that I think the deadline for the grant is January 2020, and they allow a one-year extension. But what we tried to make clear in the proposal is even that date will be a challenge to achieve. So we'll do everything we can, but we anticipate that there may be some negotiating with the DEP and demonstrating as we go the progress we're making so that they can see that, we're doing everything we can to meet that.
And Jill, you've had some dialogue with them, correct, concerning the grant and that timeline?
Yes, and as long as we move forward with the start date that we've discussed, they appear they'll be fine with that. So,
so you're going to start tonight, right?
Yep.
Anybody else have anything? Okay, thank you. We look forward to working with you on this project.
Yep.
Do we have any communications?
No, Mayor, we don't.
May I have a motion concerning the minutes?
Yes, I'd like to move that all the members of council have been provided with a copy of the minutes of the work session and the meeting of May 21st, 2019, and the work session and meeting of June 4th, 2019. If there are no additions or corrections, I move we dispense with the reading of the minutes and that they be approved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We'll now have public comment. Anyone wishing to address mayor and council may do so at this time by coming forward to the microphone and stating your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, I'll move on. Oh, no, I won't.
Not so fast.
Sorry about that, Mayor. I was a little late to the party there. Ron Soldano, Ocean View, New Jersey. Just trying to get a read on what has taken place with the fox and the piping plovers. And I would like to ask all the members of council who was in favor of having the foxes put in the snare trap or trapped and removed. Can I don't have a read on what people are thinking.
Right. I don't know that it's appropriate to poll the council on the topic, to be perfectly honest with you. What is happening is we're asking members of federal and state Fish and Wildlife to provide more information. So even that being said, it probably would not be fair to ask some members of council how they feel, as they don't have all the information yet either from Fish and Wildlife. So were you here at the beginning of the workshop when we said what was happening next?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe July 2nd, you mentioned, is the next meeting that a representative, well, that's,
Well, we're not, right, we're going to reach back out and try to see if we can yet have them come to a public forum, to a work session, and then in the meantime, members of council are going to meet with them as well. And I would refrain from, like, you're asking to have a poll of the council members, and just, I don't want emotions to overtake fact-finding. And I think that it's fair that everybody have an opportunity to meet with those officials and ask what questions they would like answered. And I get that's in response to your polling.
I appreciate that. I just have one further question then. Is this still ongoing?
It is still ongoing. Yes. Oh, you mean the trapping?
Yes.
I do not know. All I know is the discussion is still ongoing.
Yes.
The last I heard there was any trapping was May 13th to the 17th. I haven't been made aware of any trapping since the 17th of May.
correct.
So there hasn't been any?
Not
No.
that I'm aware.
Do they report to anybody?
They report to Jill.
And as far as you know, there hasn't been anything
I have no
ongoing?
report of any traffic.
Okay. So,
And before they come into town, they do notify Jill that they'll be here. So, I mean, we can be rest assured they haven't been in town since May 17th to trap.
okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address mayor and council? Okay, I'll close public comment. Resolution 2019 S-108.
Madam Mayor and Council, I offer Resolution 2019-S-108 for
Second.
adoption.
It's already been second.
Explain the resolution.
So this resolution deals with the presentation that we just heard for the 93rd Street Stormwater Pump Station project.
Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Resolution 2019 S-109.
Mayor and council, I offer Resolution 2019-S-109 for adoption.
Second.
This is to appoint a special law enforcement officer, first class, to serve from June 19th through September 30th.
Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Resolution 2019 S-110.
Madam Mayor, I offer Resolution 2019 S-110 for adoption.
Second.
This resolution authorizes Stone Harbor Volunteer Fire Company to have a fireworks display on a barge in the ocean at 96th Street on July 4th, 2019, with an inclement weather date of July 5th, 2019.
Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Resolution 2019 S-111.
Madam Mayor and Council, I offer Resolution 2019-S-111 for adoption.
Second.
This resolution deals with the proposal for professional and engineering services for the design and bidding assistance for the 93rd Street Stormwater Pump Station project.
Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
I believe this resolution has to do with the reconstruction of 106th Street.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, my fault. Okay, let me start again then. This is the resolution for the approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with New Jersey Department of Transportation for the reconstruction of 106th Street.
Any discussion on that? Clerk call the roll.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Resolution 2019 S-112.
I'd like to offer Resolution 2019 S-112 for adoption.
Second.
This is authorizing a private handicap parking space for 192 83rd Street. The police application is here, the request is here. So it looks completely all taken care of.
Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Resolution 2019 S-113.
Mayor and council, I offer Resolution 2019-S-113 for adoption.
Second?
This is a change order to a contract. It's the final change order to the contract for the 96th Street bathroom renovations. It decreases the contract amount by $11,050.
Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Resolution 2019 S-114.
I offer Resolution 2019 S-114 for adoption.
Second.
This is a resolution to regulate autobuses, commonly known as jitneys, under New Jersey SA 4816-23.
Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
I need a motion for two special events, the Surfside Sevens Rugby Tournament on July 13th and the Philadelphia Flyers event on June 27th.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Need a motion for, to grant permission to Cape Counseling to use the beach on 96th Street, July 10th and August 7th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for staff members and 14 youths and waive the requirement for a beach tag.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We have no items of discussion on the agenda. May I have a motion approving the bill list?
I'd make a motion approving the bill list and authorize the CFO to pay the bills when the funds are available and the vouchers are properly endorsed.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll now have a second public comment. Anyone wishing to address mayor and council may do so at this time by coming forward to the microphone and stating your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, I'll close public comment. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.